Hello and welcome to the 2022 edition of the Guzzler Ultra Participant Briefing. So we would love to begin by acknowledging the Turrbal and the Yugara people as the traditional custodians of the land on which we will be travelling in 2 weeks' time. And we'd also love to say thank you to our sponsors this year. So on board we've got Brooks Running, we've got Tailwind, T8, we've got Physiocrem offering massages at the finish line. We have Buff and Petzl as our headwear and headlight sponsor. Crampfix will be back at Hellhole for our 50k and 100k runners to enjoy. Cliff Bar are supporting us again this year, and we've got Light Feet as well on board this year.
Trailco.
So thank you. And of course the Trailco, very much so.
Best sponsor ever.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive year for us this year. We've got like almost double the number of participants and quite a lot going on. So it's going to be really busy for us and we've spent a lot of time making sure the participant guide has got all of the answers for your questions in it. So this video is really just to point you to places in the participant guide. But that is definitely the place to go. If you like to chat to people, you want to have a little chinwag about how things are, the group is a good place. The Facebook group is also a great place to talk to people. That's right.
There's a lot of experienced guzzlers on there. So.
Yeah.
If you have a question, they might have many different answers.
Yeah.
So bibs are being printed as we speak. We've had a few questions about those, so that is in the participant guide. Make sure you check out the schedule and don't turn up to pick up your bibs just yet. If they turn up early, we will let you know. Otherwise, they'll be ready for collection from the Trailco in Barden from the dates that are in that guide. Unless, of course, you have already organised bib shipping, so they'll be going directly from the printer. So we can't do that now. That's already happening, so they're already coming out to you in that case. Bibs are, of course, it's no bib, no run, so please make sure you collect your bib before race day or you organise a friend or another runner to collect it on your behalf. So you do have to have a bib.
Yeah, there's no on the day collection, so
it would just be a bit too hectic.
Yeah.
Sorry. 100k runners, you will also need your bib in order to collect your GPS tracker, which is new this year. So when you come to the start line, you'll have to take your bib to a tent and they'll get you a tracker to take around with you.
Yeah, read the guide, but it's going to be something that gets strapped to you. It's going to be great for your spectators and great for us to know exactly where you are all of the time. So it takes a tiny bit of time to get a picture of you and also stick it onto your vest. So please do leave some time for that. Don't just turn up 2 minutes before the run starts.
And of course, please remember to bring it back. We may not know where you live, but we'll know if you take it home. So that will be
they're super expensive and we'll be coming around at an inconvenient time for you to collect them. Mandatory gear is one of something that is definitely mandatory. You must have. We always get a question, is this mandatory? And it's on the mandatory list. So yes, it is. There are a couple of things that are an optional that we would tell you if you do or do not need it, but then that is mandatory if that happens. So the 150 kilometer runners, look out for the notification on the Friday before the event, and that will tell you if you need the extra gear in the mandatory gear.
So that will be on Facebook, Instagram and in your inbox, so have a look over there.
Yeah, you definitely do need all of the gear that we say you need.
Yeah. And that is, of course, the minimum. So especially if you think you'll be out there in the dark, just consider what else you might need to be comfortable. It is a bit of a nippy winter, so you might want to take a bit of extra warm stuff that's not on that list. So that's just the minimum that you need to be carrying.
Yeah, cool. Soft cups. This is the way to drink anything that's not the water in your bottles. Don't use your hands, use a cup. It's the best way to go, and you don't get covered in ants.
Cool. There is a little bit of planned burning going on over the next few weeks. So as of right now, chatting with the land managers, that's not going to impact our course. And we should be fine to go ahead. It could impact setting up the course. So if that happens, we're going to be pretty busy trying to cram a bit more course setup into the latter part of that week before. So please, again, make sure you know where the participant guide is, know where the Facebook group is, and try as much as possible to answer your questions with the resources that already exist.
Yeah, cool. So when you're out on... Oh, sorry, I'm going to say you maps on me.
Yeah, hopefully you've all had a go at that, but if you haven't, download it, have a play, make sure that you know how to get the course on your phone, because that will help you. Even if you don't have reception, you'll be able to see if you're on course, and you can also text us with your exact location if we do need to come or send someone to come and get you.
Yeah, don't worry about going off course though, you just need to follow these things. So if you are a guzzler or a 50, in fact Laura can speak, I can do this.
Yeah, so the 1500k runners, that is your arrows that you'll be following. Then if you're in our 21k event, it's a blue arrow. And the 10-kilometer runners have an orange one. So those are the arrows that you'll be needing to look out for. You might see another course's arrows. There's a couple of points where they sort of intersect. Just make sure you're following your arrows and you'll be fine. Everybody will be following these things, which will be hanging in the trees. So you should see those roughly every 500 meters, maybe a little bit less on big, straight, easy sections, maybe a bit more on complex sections. But if you've gone for, you know, a K or more and you haven't seen one, just get that map out and you'll be able to tell if you're on course.
Yeah, the arrows are going to tell you at junctions which way you're supposed to be going, and the flagging stuff is just to tell you you're on the right course once you've followed those arrows. If you follow the wrong arrow, you might still be on course, but going 100 Ks instead. Don't follow these.
No.
These are crosses, they're not treasure.
They won't be on every single wrong turn, so again, follow the arrows. And a few people worry about winding up on the 100k course when they separate. We do try our very best to make that impossible. If you have your eyes open and you're paying attention, I don't think that there's much way for that to happen.
No, it's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
We've also got these signs.
Yeah, we've got a couple of different signs that you may see in certain sections of the course. So just look out for the guzzler. Whoop, right way around, hopefully. Depends how tired we are when we put it out. We will also have, because the 50k field is quite big this year, so it's going to be quite a mass start. We've got some start zones printed up, so have a look out for what appears to be your race goals. So whether you're going to be a contender for the front line, or maybe what else have we got there, Tim?
Yeah, so we've got contender, which is under 6 hours. We've got going for it, which is under 7 hours. I feel a bit like I'm in love, actually. Oh man, I can't do this. Shouldn't be speaking. We've got the mid-packer, I can't keep saying face now, around 7 to 9 hours. And we've got getting it done, which is under 10 hours. So we'll be holding these up at the start line. And
so try to seed yourself as much as possible, just so that you can start at roughly the pace that you would like to. And that's the one you're going to be looking out for, all of you. 1 kilometre to go for all of the finish line fun.
very good.
Cool, I think that's course marking. Volunteers, legends.
Yeah.
This would absolutely be impossible without them. So we need to say a huge thank you to the clubs that are already on board. We've of course got Brisbane Trail Runners, the Trailblazers, the Trailians. We've got In Training, River City Runners, Track will be out there, and of course the Wyson Radio Club and the 4-Wheel Drive Queensland Club as well. So that's a lot of people supporting you, and alongside of that, loads of individuals. So we've already got a lot of volunteers signed up to individual slots, but we do always need more. There's a lot of really key critical roles that are empty at the moment. So if you've got anyone who maybe has nothing to do while you're out on course and would like to help, or if you're someone who happens to be watching this video just for the fun of it,
why not?
Please hop on it and sign up if you do have some spare time. We do have a beautiful gift for our volunteers this year, which Tim is modelling. So we'll do our best to hook you up with one in the right size, but of course we have pre-ordered, so sizes will be somewhat limited.
Yeah, thanks so much for all the volleys that are coming back as well. Yeah, it's awesome. And thanks to you for making it fun for the volleys. They're coming back as well. Make
sure you give them lots of air high fives, lots of glory and gratitude out there.
Yeah, cool. There's some more people wearing some bright colours out there. They're going to be the medics who are there to look after you and get you around the course. So that is their ultimate goal, to help you get to the finish line and nice and safe as well. So if you're feeling a little bit rough at one of the when you're around the course, the next checkpoint, just go and say hello to them and see what they think they can do for you. They'll hopefully just give you some electrolytes and you'll be on your way and sort you out. We do want you to get around the course nice and safe. So please just go and say hello to them if you feel like you can use some help.
Cool. Spectators, if you do have anyone coming either to cheer for you or to crew for you, we've made a special spectator guide this year, which will be alongside the participant guide on our website. So make sure you sort of poke that one their way. It's got some key tips for them to have a really enjoyable day and also to look after you and hopefully keep our event being reputable. So really key things to make sure your spectators are aware of is where they can and can't visit. So where can you drive, where can you park, and what can you do there? So only our 100k runners are allowed to have crew. So if you have someone cheering for you and you're not in the 100k event, just make sure they know that they can't help you with anything but love, affection, and lots of energy.
Yeah.
The key difference for spectators this year is unfortunately we can't have you at the 100k at the Gold Creek checkpoint, just due to the limited space there. So only 100k runners can have spectators and crew, and you'll get a special card when you get your GPS tracker, which that person will need to have in their window. So just make sure you line that up with them, so that when they get there, that they'll be allowed to stop and help you out.
Yeah, the course is open to the public and so is everywhere else, and that's really what we have to consider, that we're not taking over those spaces. So while you can get to some places, please don't if you are not supposed to be there at our checkpoint and supporting a runner.
Yeah.
It was just for future years.
Yeah. This is mostly about vehicles, so if you happen to want to run around, as long as you're not pacing anybody while you do it, you're very, very welcome to get there on foot, just not in vehicles.
Yeah, awesome. Cool.
And then, of course, with being considerate, just assume that there's houses nearby if you're anywhere at night. So try to keep the noise to a minimum. There's a lot of little tiny houses in those beautiful green spaces. So assume that you've got neighbours and just drive mindfully, park mindfully, and hopefully we'll be welcomed back again each year.
Yeah, awesome. And then we're going to get you to the finish line, which is the place to be in Brisbane. Just come have a beer, say hello to everyone, cheer some runners across the line. Even if you're not running or you've not quite got to the end, just come and say hello and say hello to us.
Yeah, so we'll have at the finish line this year, we'll have Minnie's Espresso brewing up coffee, which Tim and I will always be having one or two of. We'll have Lincoln Streets back, and they'll be joined by Ben's on Miller, so we'll be having food from about midday, is that right?
Yes.
Midday on Saturday through to the afternoon/evening. And excitingly this year we'll also have a Brisbane icon in the form of Felons Brewery coming along to the finish line, so that will be very cool. We've got a nice view over the city, we'll have music.
Loads of beanbags, deck chairs, bar stalls. There's going to be lots of places to sit and eat and cheer, so it's definitely going to be the place to be.
That will be the place to be. Of course, we'll have physio creme there for our runners after they finish to get a free massage. The Trailco tent, we'll have Brooks Running and Light Feet, so you can do a little bit of light shopping. And just help us cheer. I think that's the big thing, is just bring that energy for all of those runners who've been out there all day.
Yeah, awesome.
And then Sunday morning, so we'll have prize presentations from about 10:30. Which will be rewarding all of our fast people in all of the distances.
Yeah, we've got some big checks to say well done.
Yeah.
And also we've got some random prize draws as well. So if you are you've been around or you just want to come and say it and cheer at the finish line around that time when the last 100k runners are coming back, we'll have our presentations and have some random prizes as well.
Yeah, so make sure you join us on Sunday morning.
Awesome.
Excellent. So I think that's about it from us. As we mentioned, the participant guide is the real hero in this story. Make sure you go back there. That tells you pretty much everything you're going to need to know, or at least tells you where to find it. So yeah, until 2 weeks time.
Yeah, sweet.
We'll
Catch
see
you
you
then.
soon.
Cheers.